So you're coming to Tokyo, but you don't know where to begin in the world's biggest city. Where to go, what to see, and of course, what to eat. We've gone out and explored every single corner of Tokyo to give you the ultimate guide of 101 things to do. And my God, was it quite the undertaking to film. Never again. With more travellers than ever before visiting the city, unfortunately it seems most people coming here all seem to be doing the same 6 things before heading home, having barely scratched the surface, having missed all the good stuff. And the time has finally come to change all that. From a coastal escape to a legendary island, and wandering through retro backstreets and rustic alleyways of old Tokyo, to uncovering spectacular hidden temples and shrines, encountering whatever this is, and dining against a backdrop ripped straight out of a cyberpunk film. Honestly, even we've discovered places that we didn't know existed while shooting this video. So sit back, relax, and join us, and by the end of our time together, you will honestly be an expert on all things Tokyo. If you're visiting here, this is the last guide that you will ever need, and if you're not already planning to come here, well, we've got 101 reasons to convince you to visit the greatest city on Earth. Now, before you get to Tokyo, there's only 3 things that you really need. Number 1 is a Suica card, an IC card that you tap to get in and out of train stations, and which will save you countless hours fumbling for coins. Number 2 is cash. The concept of having physical pocket money may seem a bit dated, but in Japan most folks carry around 20,000 yen on them at all times. Many small family-run restaurants still use cash-operated vending machines, and it'd be a shame to miss out on the best food in the city. And third and finally is perhaps the most important of all, something that many travellers overlook, and which can quickly turn the trip of a lifetime into an unnecessary, stressful nightmare. Over the years, one of my least favourite things about friends and family coming to Japan has been helping them get a SIM card. You know the score, you've flown 14 hours, you're jet lagged, dehydrated, and instead of enjoying your trip, you're instead wandering around an airport looking for a piece of plastic the size of a breadcrumb. Worse still, many SIM card companies in Japan are just straight up pretty bad. Like, I've had friends come here, pick the wrong one, and then spend their entire trip going around desperately trying to tether to public Wi-Fi. There are dozens of companies all using different networks, and it's impossible to know which ones are actually good, which is why in 12 years of doing this I've never recommended one. That is until this year when we went and made one that you can finally rely on. Introducing Journey Japan eSIM, the fastest, easiest way to get connected while travelling Japan. It runs on NTT Docomo's network, the Ferrari of Japanese networks, meaning no matter where you are in the country, you're connected every minute of your trip. The best bit is, because it's an eSIM, you can buy it online and install it effortlessly, all from your phone with a few taps on the screen, with instant coverage the moment you've got your luggage. And because we're local, we've been able to partner with companies in Japan and offer some really cool rewards. For example, 500 yen off per person at Big Echo, Japan's largest karaoke chain. If everyone in your group is using JJ eSIM, that's a pretty big saving. Or 500 yen off your first cocktail at Lost Bar in Shibuya. The perfect start to your trip. So if you're coming to Japan, avoid the hassle and grab a Journey Japan eSIM at jjesim.com. And a big thank you to all of you, thousands of you, that have actually chosen JJ eSIM on your travels this year. Right then, 101 things in Tokyo. Let's do this. Shinbashi isn't exactly the first place tourists flock to in Tokyo, and that is precisely the point. It's one of Japan's most chaotic business districts. Loud, smoky, and unapologetically unpolished. At its heart lies the new Shinbashi building, which isn't so much new as a glorious relic of 1970s bubble-era Japan, where dreams were big and ceilings were low. From the outside, it looks like an abandoned government office. Inside, it's a maze of cafes, standing bars, and old-school repair shops. Hidden away in the basement, you'll find the Kisafuji Cafe, with its iconic sweeping photo of Fuji shining brightly on the wall. It's the kind of place where the coffee is strong, the regulars are stronger, and nobody's updated the decor since Japan hosted the 1964 Olympics. And I'm not complaining.
Man's drink, cola float.
Yeah, child style.
This is good. Retro,
yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Coke with a float, 1960s.
Potato? Maybe potato?
We got potato salad that comes with the dish. Don't you put... No, don't. Get away from me.
Natsuki gets the chicken and rice, a simple dish that seems to admittedly be lacking in something.
Retro taste.
そうだね.
Retro taste.
Chicken いる?
Kana.
I don't look chicken.
If you can find the chicken, well done.
いた. ほら.
It's chicken. Sure.
Shinbashi is also one of my favourite places in Tokyo for nighttime photography. The roar of the Yamanote line and the glow of the skyscrapers contrast perfectly with the chaos of Nishiguchi Street below. A perfect place to sit shoulder to shoulder with chain smokers, gossiping office workers and the occasional man face down in his ramen. If you're nearby after dark, it's well worth the wander and a drink. The district is also the starting point of the Yurikamome line, Tokyo's first driverless monorail, which glides across the bay to Odaiba, one of the city's main entertainment hubs. If you've ever wanted to feel like you're inside a sci-fi version of Thomas the Tank Engine, this is it. The train curves gracefully over the Rainbow Bridge, and honestly the views from the monorail make it an attraction in its own right.
Punch it! Punch it, Chewie!
Odaiba is Tokyo's man-made island of the future, or at least the future as imagined in the early 1990s, when billions of dollars were spent to redevelop the artificial island. It's a strange blend of sci-fi architecture, bizarre attractions, and shopping malls the size of aircraft carriers. Tucked among them all is the Miraikan, Japan's National Museum of Science and Innovation, which basically means it's full of robots, and a spectacular planet Earth comprised of over 10,000 OLED panels.
Miraikan used to be home to Asimo the robot, who unfortunately is now retired. Instead, we got this, Keparan. And it's a robot that sort of dances and waves. It's not quite Asimo with the football. It'll do. Pretty well made, to be fair. This is a PARLOR. It's a therapeutic medical robot designed to make you feel relaxed. And I do. Far more cooperative than my cats back home.
The only thing better than Tokyo is a tiny Tokyo you can lord over like a god. And at Small Worlds Tokyo, you can enjoy Asia's largest indoor miniature theme park with 8,000 square metres of obsessively detailed dioramas. Every 15 minutes, the entire world shifts from day to night, complete with blinking lights, ambient sounds, and thousands of tiny people living out their best plastic lives. There's even a fully operational miniature airport where planes take off and land.
I think my favourite diorama isn't the gigantic mini land, it's this. It's a tiny kind of 3D diorama in a box. It cost 1.2 million yen to buy, so about $10,000, but the level of detail is exceptional. Every single house has got like living room in there, you can see a bedroom in there, somebody cooking some like chicken over here. Maybe that's why I like it so much. Yeah, probably my favourite thing here in miniature land so far.
The Odaiba waterfront is where Tokyo gets a little bit carried away. Here you'll find a replica Statue of Liberty perched by the bay in the shadow of the iconic Fuji TV building.
Oh, so cool. Modern Gundam. Because she have a many unicorn head.
I get nostalgic whenever I see the Rainbow Bridge. It was the first kind of thing I saw when I came into Tokyo 12, 13 years ago. We drove from Narita Airport on a bus, came over the bridge, and it had that incredible panoramic sweeping view of the city. And you know, in the 12, 13 years I've been here, the skyline has essentially doubled in size. It's a very different looking city now. I think it's also Tokyo's most prolific date spot as well. You always see couples walking around here. And you can see why.
Meanwhile, around the back of the waterfront, you'll find the infamous Unicorn Gundam statue. And even if you don't care about Gundam, it's hard not to be impressed by the sheer ridiculous scale of it all.
This bad boy, 19.7 meters tall, 49 tons, hundreds of parts, and it moves up to 4 times a day. The unicorn on top comes apart. Pretty scary, very scary indeed. Imagine this kind of power in the wrong hands.
Inside the Dex Mall, which stretches along the Odaiba waterfront, you'll find one of my favourite hidden gems, a retro amusement street celebrating the Showa era, the period of Japanese history from 1926 to 1989. Think sweet shops and vintage arcades. And just this year, a brand new Showa museum opened its doors, packed with memorabilia from decades past.
Wow, 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 wow.
しよう。motorbike な好き。
これいいね。
乗れる？
乗れる乗れる。
本当に。Get your motor running.
これオープン。
Open legs.
オープンスタイル。ジャパン。
Going back in time is hungry business. Fortunately, just around the corner, the nostalgia continues. In your mouth, the Odaiba Takoyaki Museum, a food court serving up the regional variations of Osaka's #1 street food.
なんかレッホットチリのやつじゃない。
いいよ。
Yeah, be careful when eating freshly prepared takoyaki, as the soft, chewy centre is hotter than the sun.
Drink. Use the beer. Use the beer. Beer.
Oh, good condition.
I'm not being funny. You gotta be careful with takoyaki.
One mouth.
Oh, it's so good, so delicious. But my God, I can't feel my tongue. Oh.
Just around the corner from Odaiba's entertainment district, you'll find something a little more sobering. The Tokyo Rinkai Disaster Prevention Park. It's a government-run facility designed to educate people on how to survive a major earthquake, which unfortunately in Tokyo isn't so much a what-if as a when. The highlight is an immersive simulation where you're cast as a disaster survivor and have to navigate the aftermath of a megaquake. Half museum, half apocalypse training ground. It's a worthwhile visit, especially to residents of Tokyo looking to educate themselves on what to expect in the worst-case scenario. As we hop over the neighbouring island into Toyosu District, we arrive at Team Lab Planets, one of Tokyo's most popular attractions. Opened in 2018 by a collective of digital artists, it's like being swallowed by a sentient lava lamp. An undeniably impressive display of mirrors, neon dreamscapes, and in one exhibit, 13,000 real-life orchids dangling in mid-air. And for all its attractions, the water exhibit has to be my favourite, where you ditch your shoes and socks and trudge through streams and ponds barefoot while digital koi carp swim around your legs. It's confusing, beautiful, and dare I say, oddly therapeutic.
Wow. 食べれる? But we don't like fish.
Koi carp.
Oh,
Koi.
Carp.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Natsuki, it's up to Natsuki's knees.
No. You're stupid.
Team Lab Planets isn't the only Team Lab in the city. In central Tokyo's Azabudai Hills, you'll find Team Lab Borderless, which has different exhibits and no set path. You wander freely through a vast immersive maze where the art flows from one room to another. It's more abstract, more exploratory, and for me, a little bit more fun. It's almost like stepping into someone else's lucid dream. People online have been going to war over which one's better of the two Team Labs. And for me, the water exhibit at Planets was hands down the most memorable individual exhibit, but overall I preferred Borderless for that sense of discovery. Let's face it, after a few days in Tokyo, it can feel like being trapped inside a pinball machine, especially if you're a tourist, as you'll be hitting up the busiest spots. But there is a part of the city you can flee to when you've had enough of skyscrapers. A place many guidebooks miss out, as it's not really aimed at travellers, but the folks who actually live here in Tokyo. So Shimokitazawa is kind of the hipster capital of Tokyo. It's a really fun place to be. It's a place where the coffee tastes like somebody cares, vintage clothing rests on every street corner, and bargains at every turn. So let's go and take an afternoon stroll, see what we can find. So Shimokitazawa is known mostly for its used clothing stores. When I shop for my clothing, I like to shop at Baz Store. Come on in. With 200 vintage clothing shops in this neighbourhood alone, you're absolutely spoilt for choice. Though it's worth noting, thrift stores in Japan don't appear so thrifty, as folks take very good care of their items, and that is often reflected in the hefty price tag. Still, one bonus is the stylish Japanese English found plastered across the clothing.
Another one pickle. Oh, fickle.
Another one fickle.
What does that mean?
I think it's time to find Charlotte some clothes.
Oh, gosh.
I want to see you in this. What do we think?
What's the front look like? Let's see.
What's the front look like?
Yeah. Oh, that was.
Like this.
Oh, it's kind of cute, actually. I don't mind
You
it.
actually want this?
It's not horrible.
See, when you come shopping with me at Baz Store, you find all the deals. How much is this atrocity? 7,990. Yeah, it's quite expensive. Conditions may vary. What does that mean? It sounds like a fucking weather report. Why would you want that on your shirt?
Having failed to be enticed by the clothing, it's time to admit defeat and find lunch instead. Step outside Shimokitazawa Station and you're greeted by a wonderfully chaotic street packed with Southeast Asian restaurants. My favourite of the bunch is a Thai restaurant called Yatai 999. And not just because of the tantalising dishes, but the fact the whole place looks like a 1980s movie set.
I can't think of another restaurant in Tokyo that has this many neon lights around. At night, it looks amazing. But even in day, it's pretty damn cool, right? Got the steam rising off the restaurant. Even if the food was bad, I'd still come here. But thankfully, it is very good. Thai 999, because you'll eat so much you'll need to call a fucking ambulance when you're done.
Before we get back to spending our pocket money at some eccentric shops, what better way to wash all that spicy Thai goodness down than with a refreshing glass of matcha green tea at Shimokitazawa's most stylish tea shop, Matcha Passport. Serving up matcha sourced from the tea fields of Kyoto and sold in sachets packed inside literal passports. Some might call that borderline pretentious, but when the tea looks and tastes as good as this, as far as I'm concerned, you could do whatever the hell you want.
Oh shit, that's good. Matcha green tea doesn't need an introduction, but there are some places that do it better than others, and that is Matcha Passport. This is where you bring your first date. Bring your first date here. I promise you it will go well, unless you get greedy like me and take your date's matcha as well. I feel like this is the sort of place you're going to see on TikTok popping off a lot. So, Matcha Passport, enjoy it while it's still a secret. Cheers.
Back to blowing more pocket money, and this time at one of my favourite shops in Japan, where the inside feels like a genuine treasure hunt of the absurd.
Village Vanguard. It likes to call itself an exciting bookstore, whatever the bloody hell that means. But I think books are just about the only thing you don't buy when you come here. Come and check this out.
Alright, technically the books are a pretty big draw card, but you've first got to get through the aisles of Tamagotchis, masks and stylish clocks first. It's an honestly bafflingly random store.
I know what I want for my birthday. A ramen clock. Is this genius or is this awful? You decide. Yeah, it's awful. This is a book about abandoned scenes, like artwork of Tokyo, if things went very wrong. If it's not burning, I'm not going. Well, that's a really cool book. There's a lot of shops in Japan that sell everything, but also nothing, right? And I will say, this is one of them that sells everything, but there's lots of cool stuff, and it's definitely worth coming to. I think Village Vanguard might be my favourite, might be the best of the bunch. I'd rather spend an hour here than Mega Don Quixote.
While everyone knows the 100 yen giant Daiso, 3 Coins is its classier cousin, where everything originally costs 300 yen. It specialises in things you never knew you needed. And give it 5 minutes and you two will be walking out slightly confused, clutching a collapsible frying pan.
Really cool Pokemon goods for sale at the moment, and also basic stuff like chopsticks and wooden spoons. The sort of tourist goods people get at the airport when they leave Japan. Get them here at 3 Coins. It's cheaper and better quality. This is where people here living in Japan actually buy their stuff. It's not just Pokemon goods either. Look, it's a chainsaw for babies. Isn't that lovely? Get them on the chainsaw while they're young. That's what I always say. Stickers. We all love them, especially Charlotte. This is the sticker store, the most sticker store. Come on in. Watch out for the step.
B-side label is less a shop, more a chaotic art gallery, plastered with stickers. Their motto is stick them anywhere, and you literally can. They're UV resistant, waterproof, hell, they're even dishwasher safe. Just be careful which one you choose and where you stick it though, because once it's on, it's staying on there longer than most relationships.
It's pretty damn cool. There's a sticker for everything. Even things that there probably shouldn't be a sticker for. Ugh.
After several hours without caffeine, the sight of the Komeda logo feels like salvation. Founded in Nagoya in 1968 and now boasting 900 branches nationwide, inside it's all wood panelling and cosy booths. It's the kind of place you pop in for a coffee and accidentally stay long enough to retire.
Good old Komeda's coffee. What a place, what a vibe. Love the atmosphere, love the bouncy sofa. I think my favourite thing about Komeda's coffee is the iced coffee comes in a literal flagon. Look at that. It's like fucking Dumbledore's potion room. In most coffee shops, sandwiches are a microwaved afterthought. Here in Komeda's coffee, it's the star of the show. I mean, look at this bad boy. It's bigger than the battleship Yamato. Crispy, golden battered goodness. It's so damn good. Obviously, it's a chain. You can find them anywhere. But the one here in Shimokitazawa is one of my favourite branches. It's a really nice vibe in here. Come for the coffee. Stay for the tonkatsu sandwich. Oh. So between Shimokitazawa and the Gotokuji Temple, there's a really nice walking path. It takes anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, depending on your pace. Look up Bonus Track, which is a series of restaurants on the outskirts of Shimokitazawa. But you'll find this path here. Follow it, and you will have a beautiful walk through the more residential, unseen parts of Tokyo. It's not that popular with tourists, and why should it be? But if you're looking for an authentic slice of Tokyo and you want that walk, this is the place to do it.
The pleasant 35-minute stroll from Shimokitazawa to the Gotokuji Temple is a great opportunity to burn off that tonkatsu sandwich. And the reward at the end is the birthplace of the Maneki Neko, the small waving cat that single-handedly kept Japanese souvenir shops in business for the last 200 years. Legend says a poor monk's cat beckoned a samurai lord into the temple during a thunderstorm, saving him from lightning, and in gratitude the lord became the temple's patron. Walk into the shrine and you'll find yourself surrounded by hundreds of tiny ceramic cats. At times it feels less like a spiritual sanctuary and more like a Stephen King novel with paws. Visitors are encouraged to buy a cat statue from the temple shop and return it later once their wish comes true, hence the ever-growing army of cats. Heading back into Shimokitazawa, there's one last thing left to do.
So Shimokitazawa is one of the three holy trinity of good photography spots at night, along with Shibuya and Shinjuku. It's probably a little bit underrated actually, compared to the other two. It's not as intense, it's not as overbearing or as intimidating as Shinjuku. And while the rain might be a hindrance today, it actually looks a lot better at night, as all the lights bounce off the road, illuminating the surroundings.
And that is Shimokitazawa, not necessarily the Tokyo you see on the postcards, but probably the one that you'll remember. Over 500,000 people make their way over Shibuya Crossing every single day. The moment the lights turn green, up to 3,000 people make their way over the world's busiest crossing. It really is a sight to behold. And it may seem like I've got it in for Shibuya Crossing, but that couldn't be further from the truth, and you've got to see it at least once. I think my main issue is many people visit Shibuya Crossing, tick it off the list, and assume they've just seen all of Tokyo. A consequence of Shibuya Crossing being a stand-in for the entire city in TV and films. Know that Shibuya Crossing is simply the prologue to the main event of the city. So let's cross the street and dive headfirst into the rest of Shibuya. Welcome to Pepper Parlor, a cafe where you order lattes while robots judge your posture. Located in Shibuya's Tokyu Plaza, it's staffed by SoftBank's famous Pepper robots, who will either thoroughly charm you or completely haunt your dreams. The food's quite alright, and the service is, well, automated. It's almost like eating inside of a tech demo. But it is a sight that is rare to behold, especially for the moment you first gaze upon the restaurant and witness dozens of robots moving, serving, and entertaining customers. It feels like a glimpse of a future we were promised, but never quite got. After interacting with robots, trust me, you're gonna need a drink. And fortunately, we have just the place in mind.
And of course, if you're coming to Shibuya, you've got to come to our bar. We got cocktails, we got mocktails, we got British mature cheddar cheese, 80s music, and if you use JJ eSIM, you get 500 yen off your first cocktail. Delicious. The perfect place to relax and wind on a cozy afternoon. I'll see you here. Cheers.
Tenkaippin is the Marmite of Japanese ramen. You either love it or leave halfway through. The broth is so thick, it's been compared over the years to cement, glue, and gravy. But it is a cult favourite for a reason. You don't just eat Tenkaippin, you survive it. And if you can finish the entire bowl without pausing, you've basically passed a minor endurance event. It's heavy, but my god is it delicious. Loft is what happens when Japan crams a stationery shop, interior design studio, and novelty gift shop inside one glorious 5-story labyrinth. It is a chain, but the one in Shibuya is beyond compare in size and scale. You go in for a pen and come out 2 hours later with a cactus-shaped lamp and a foot massager. It's the perfect shop for when you don't know what you need, just that you need something. And if you need to buy a gift for someone, trust me, this is the one shop that you'll ever need.
This is the main reason I come to Loft. The greatest cards in all of Japan, they're 3D, and the little dioramas, and they're just so good. Charlotte and I always buy them for each other or friends back home. People can't get enough of them. The detail is extraordinary.
In a similar vein, Tower Records across the road is the ultimate shop for music. But not just any music, it's a monument to physical media, which has a stubborn refusal to die in Japan. 8 floors of CDs, vinyl, DVDs and merch, all while the rest of the world quietly downloads things off of Spotify. It's a reminder of the good old days of shopping for music, and the perfect place to remind yourself that yes, Japan does still buy CDs, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. No afternoon in Shibuya is complete without a trip to an arcade. A loud, bright and mercilessly addictive environment like Las Vegas had a baby with a washing machine. Whether you're clawing for plushies or smashing taiko drums, it's hard not to get swept up in it all. It's an absolute chaotic joy until you realise you've spent 4,000 yen trying to win a stuffed banana and somehow still failed.
Wow, fuck!
In recent years, Shibuya Sky has become Tokyo's ultimate rooftop view. A 360-degree open-air platform 230 metres above the madness of Shibuya Crossing. On a clear day, you can see Mount Fuji, and there's no doubt the views are pretty much as good as it gets in Tokyo. Just be prepared to queue, given it's become perhaps the busiest attraction in the entire city. Meiji Jingu is Tokyo's spiritual pause button. Tucked inside a 170-acre forest beside Harajuku, it's home to towering torii gates, centuries-old trees, and a sacred peace that somehow blocks out the nearby chaos of Takeshita Street. Built in 1920 to honour Emperor Meiji and Empress Shoken, it was unfortunately destroyed during World War II, and thankfully rebuilt by volunteers. Today it draws millions of visitors and the occasional wedding procession in full kimono regalia. As you wander through it, you'll wonder how a place this serene still exists in Tokyo today. The gritty district of Dorganzaka is one of my favourite nighttime photography spots in the whole of Japan, with an atmosphere reminiscent of Blade Runner, albeit with more love hotels and slightly worse signage. It's neon lit, noisy, and home to some of the most questionable nightlife in the city. But at night, when the lights hit just right and the rain is pouring, for a time you'll feel like you've been transported into a living, breathing Cyberpunk 2077. And for that, I love it. Next up, we're off to Daikanyama, the Beverly Hills of Shibuya, and a place that Natsuki loves for one simple reason.
I like Daikanyama because look this. Oh, my restaurant. Yeah. Welcome to Daikanyama.
Daikanyama's tea site isn't so much a bookstore as what happens when Apple, IKEA, and the British Library have a love child. Tsutaya in Daikanyama is 3 sleek, interlinked buildings filled with carefully curated books, magazines, and even vinyl records. It all comes with a softly lit interior, reminiscent of a Scandinavian crime drama. It is, without a doubt, Tokyo's most bookstore. It's a bookshop that seems to have everything, albeit with one noticeable, gaping omission.
They might be the best bookshop in all of Japan. Beautiful design, postmodern, set across several buildings. But there's no Abroad Japan book, so they lose a point for that. Not so good.
売りたくない。
I didn't say that.
紹介したくない。
Shut up.
To add insult to injury, while they don't have my book, they seem to have an entire car showroom, quite literally inside the shop.
Bookstore with a car in it. No, I've seen everything. It's pretty cool.
Around the back of the bookstore, we find ourselves at Muji. Literally no brand, because all their stuff's unbranded. But Daikanyama's Muji Lab is where the brand goes full art student. The store doubles as a design museum, a silent cult, and a very expensive way to feel calm. It really is Muji's final form. And no, you still won't understand what half the damn items actually are.
The irony of Muji, which of course means no brand, is that all their stuff is branded with Muji. So is it branded, is it not branded? I don't know. But what I do know is the curry is delicious. If you want some good curry, their food is actually pretty decent.
While I'm busy looking at food, Natsuki's across the street looking at something to drink.
Beer this way! Walk this way!
Japan takes its beer rather seriously, but it's only recently started having fun with it. Spring Valley Brewery sits in a renovated warehouse, serving up craft beer flights in a glass-walled taproom that feels part Silicon Valley, part Sakaba. They brew everything in-house, from citrusy IPAs to seasonal one-offs like yuzu white ales and matcha stouts.
My favourite thing about Spring Valley, you can sit outside, nice afternoon, have your beer. One of the few places in Tokyo you can do it actually, but it is like a hog roast outside today, so we're inside under the aircon enjoying our drinks. I've got Jazzberry, which has won some awards, raspberry mixed with beer. And what have you got?
Black beer.
Black beer. That's got a flight.
Very long.
There's one cool thing about Spring Valley, you get a flight of beer as well, so you can try all the different types that are brewed here on site, here in the middle of Shibuya. How to drink a flight of beer with Natsuki. Drink them all at once, mixed together.
When it comes to Don Quixote, you're spoiled for choice. Amar Shibuya's Mega Don Quixote might be the biggest and the busiest. For my money, the Nakameguro branch is the most fun. Mainly as the interior doesn't feel like a Mad Max free-for-all, like the Shibuya branch. Located along the Meguro River, the multi-floor madhouse sells everything from designer knockoffs and copious amounts of Kit Kats to whatever the dickens that is.
Ita.
Mine. Oh. Like Abu Hamza.
It's open 24 hours, and let's face it, Don Quixote is less a shop and more a rite of passage. You simply can't leave Japan without visiting it at least once.
Mighty soul.
Ow.
Avengers. Mighty. Natsuki soul.
Don't let the friendly-sounding name fool you. Henry's isn't some greasy chain. It's a blink-and-you'll-miss-it burger joint, serving up authentic Wagyu burgers. It is tiny, just a counter, a few stools and a glowing red sign, but it's earned cult status for one reason: simplicity. There's no gimmicks or truffle nonsense here, just the kind of melt-in-your-mouth burger that makes you question every sad Big Mac that you've ever eaten. This is the way a good burger should taste. Just be careful there, it's bloody messy, my god.
Oh, fuck.
Time to escape the hustle and bustle as we head somewhere a bit more serene. Akasaka, home to two of my favourite shrines in the whole of Tokyo. First up is Hiei Shrine, a small sanctuary of calm nestled amongst the skyscrapers, and also home to statues of divine monkeys, said to be the messengers of the gods of nature. And if monkeys aren't reason enough to visit, Hiei Shrine is also one of the only shrines in the whole of Tokyo to boast an escalator. Perfect for wary travellers after walking around 100 plus things in Tokyo all day.
What I love about here Shrine is the ultimate place of contrast, you know. You've got Tokyo's towering skyscrapers here, and then you've got the traditional temple itself. Japan summarised in one temple, essentially.
But the real draw card to here is actually behind the shrine itself, where you'll be greeted with a hidden torii gate tunnel.
Obviously it's no substitute for Kyoto and Fushimi Inari Taisha, but if you want that kind of tunnel of beautiful torii gates, this is, for my money, the best place to sit in Tokyo.
And if sacred Shinto monkeys aren't enough, just a short walk away is the Toyokawa Inari Jinja, a small shrine with perhaps the most impressive collection of fox statues in the whole of the country.
I have never seen so many fox statues in all my life. This is the Toyokawa Inari Shrine, and you know, one of the best things about living in Tokyo is every year I seem to discover a new beautiful shrine, and I've never been here before, till today. It really is an oasis of calm in the middle of Akasaka. It's really fun just getting lost in this maze of torii gates, statues, lanterns, smouldering incense sticks. Really beautiful place. I recommend it.
After all that walking, we're heading to our next stop for a well-earned drink. And what better place than Ebisu, perhaps the only place in Japan named after a beer. Though the Ebisu brand borrowed the name from one of the 7 gods of fortune from Japanese mythology, it wasn't until the local beer factory started to grow that the whole city around the area started to develop with it, with the entire district ultimately being named after the brewery that made it happen. And of course, the Ebisu Brewery Tokyo is the best spot to learn all about just how
Beer is history.
But who are we kidding? It's the beer tasting that's the real draw. And luckily for us, we've got Japan's most beer drinker.
Cheers. So refreshing.
Ah, very nice.
How do you rank Japanese beer brands? You've got Ebisu at the top right, number 1, best flavour.
Best
What's
flavor.
Next.
Next same 3 brand. Sapporo, Asahi, Kirin.
Ebisu, Sapporo.
Sapporo, normal.
一番好きじゃないブランドはどれ?
Asahi.
Asahi.
No.
There goes that sponsor.
And once you've drowned your sorrows for losing the coveted Asahi sponsorship that'll never be, why not stroll through the opulent Hotel Gajeon Tokyo, a lavish and luxurious hotel where the lobby is open to the public to explore and feel somewhat out of their depth amidst the grand backdrop.
There's opulent hotels, then there's the Hotel Gajeon. There's like koi carp swimming through the restaurant. We've got a thatched roof building, which is just a restaurant, inside this huge greenhouse-like structure on the side of the hotel. And there's artwork absolutely everywhere. Sculptures. No expense has been spared for this place. It really is spectacular, and it's on a whole nother level. And then there's the garden itself. For all its gleaming towers and high-tech facades, Tokyo isn't exactly overflowing with old-world charm. And so for a much-needed change of pace, we're heading to Kawagoe, known as Little Edo. Its streets are lined with buildings from the Edo, Meiji and Taishu eras, all lovingly preserved like somebody hit pause around 1883. Technically it's in Saitama, but it's still within the greater Tokyo area, just 45 minutes from Shinjuku by train. Our first stop is Kurazakuri Street, Kawagoe's main event, a beautifully preserved stretch of Edo period warehouses with black tiled roofs, wooden structures and the iconic Toki no Kane clock tower that's been ringing out for over 400 years. Today it rings out 4 times a day, towering over the bustling streets below, which feel like a samurai could walk out at any moment and demand directions to the nearest horse. Or at least it would feel like that if Natsuki wasn't wandering around clutching a beer like a lost festival dad. I think we discovered where everybody goes in Tokyo on a weekend. It's Kawagoe, and it's kind of cool. There's a lot of traffic around, which sort of takes away a little bit of the magic, but the architecture is absolutely stunning.
All the town like an Edo, Little Big Ben.
Little Big Ben.
No Big Ben. Kawagoe Ben.
You want to ring it?
I wanna. どうやって? How do you?
You got to climb it.
Shit.
Whenever I see koi carp in the street, I feel like I'm in an Instagram reel or something like. There's a place in Japan where the koi carp swim in the rivers, and they do.
Let's fishing.
No,
Free time.
not fishing, Natsuki.
What?
Sacred.
Catch target.
The street I'm most excited about, though, is Kashiya Yokocho, literally Candy Alley, a narrow street lined with around 20 retro sweet shops selling old-school confectionery and enough sugar to power a small city. In the end, Natsuki and I are drawn in by the promise of Kawagoe-style pudding, featuring sweet potatoes to help thicken up the recipe.
All together.
Quite difficult to eat.
Potato taste.
I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it does taste a bit like potato.
Oh, like eggs.
Come for the Edo-era streets, stay for the potato pudding.
Leaving the hustle and bustle of the crowd behind, we visit Hikawa Shrine, best known as Kawagoe's Love Shrine, a peaceful riverside spot where well-wishers pray for romance. The shrine's been around for over 1,500 years, and in summer the walkway transforms into a tunnel of 5,000 wind chimes.
It's a beautiful place here. Lots of trees, nice forest. It's a Shinto shrine to commemorate and sort of celebrate love and marriage.
Oh, marriage of God.
Marriage of God.
すごい. You?
Yeah.
Me? Oh no.
You're married.
Please. なんかこうロングヒストリーな感じがするね。なんかちょっとパワー。Temple power.
It's beautiful. We've got like the lanterns swinging in the wind. Got a massive torii gate, one of the biggest I've ever seen there, and a drum banging in the background. Love, the sound of love and romance.
太鼓の達人.
It's like the arcade game. Yeah. You've ruined it.
Having sustained ourselves for most of the day on a single pudding, it's time for a proper lunch, and for that we head to Ogakiku Unagi restaurant, which has been grilling eel in Kawagoe since 1807, famous for their soft smoky eels glazed in a rich sticky sweet soy sauce.
Best thing about unagi, the presentation. You get the red lacquer box, you take the lid off, and then my god, look at that beautifully grilled unagi there.
It's not
So fresh.
pepper.
Man, the sweet sticky sauce they put on unagi, it steals the show.
Unagi is sauce.
Sauce.
Is key.
Yeah. Very important.
Very important. I'm hungry. Very hungry.
Can't be a Japanese food reaction.
Complete, perfect.
Perfect. It is perfect. I can safely say this is the best unagi I've ever had. Right?
I think so.
It is insanely good. We waited 2 hours for it, and it was worth it.
But お腹減っててよかった.
It's good that we didn't eat too much.
価値ある.
You had like a pudding.
Pudding.
Yeah, pudding.
And
chicken.
chicken. Chicken. でも食べてないことにして.
Come here with an empty stomach and you'll be richly rewarded for it.
Welcome my stomach. Thank you, ew.
One of the joys of visiting Japan is the traditional architecture, and if you can't make it out to beautifully preserved mountain towns like Narajuku or Takayama, Kawagoe is the next best thing. I highly recommend checking it out, even if you only have 3 or 4 hours to spare while you're in Tokyo. Enoshima is a tiny island off the coast of Kanagawa that feels like somebody shrunk Kyoto, stuck it in the ocean, added seagulls. It's part shrine, part seaside town, and I dare say part workout because the stairs here will absolutely ruin you. But after spending days in landlocked Tokyo, it makes a refreshing change of pace. Just a 45-minute train ride out of the city from Shibuya. The island is accessible by the 389-metre Benten Bridge, a pleasant stroll with sweeping views across the surrounding sandy beaches. And the moment Natsuki and I arrive, we hit the ground running as we pass through the legendary bronze torii gate and into Enoshima's bustling Nakamise Street.
Enoshima, a much welcome change of pace from Tokyo. The sea breeze is beautiful, and you cross that bridge, you just feel like you're in a different world as you ascend up the Nakamise Street to the temple, which we're going to go and see in a minute. It's a really nice place. It reminds me a bit of Miyajima down by Hiroshima, so if you can't get down there, this is the next best thing.
The smell of grilled seafood hangs thick in the air. From octopus skewers to deep-fried whitebait, if it swims, they've probably cooked it. And whether you're gazing uphill towards the Hetsunomiya Shrine or back down towards the bay, it's hard not to get wrapped up in the views and the vibrant atmosphere. And we quickly find ourselves being reeled in by the smell of grilled rice crackers at a store called Maruyaki Tago Senbei, which presses octopus or shrimp into the cracker, and by the time it's done it's absolutely massive and looks like an elephant sat on it.
That is the biggest senbei cracker I've ever seen. Look at it. You can use it to fan the emperor.
Emperor? 違う、でも like art でしょ。
It does look like artwork, yeah. Look at that shrimp. Flattened, compressed onto the senbei.
It's like Hokusai shrimp.
Hokusai?
Yeah.
Like the artist.
Akuno.
Oh wow, it's pretty good. The key word here is umami flavors.
1,000 power, please.
1,000 power.
Kilogram. 1,000 kilogram power.
Really?
Maybe いけそう。君の weight でいけそう。
It's the same when I sit down apparently. It's the same as the 1,000 kilogram pressing power. Fantastic.
アブロードせんべい。
Halfway up the hillside, you'll be greeted by the Hetsunomiya Shrine, a quiet leafy oasis with a smell of incense lingering in the air that dates back all the way to the 13th century.
エスカレーター。なんで階段さっき登ったんじゃん。
Good exercise.
Oh my god! Easy tempo.
You don't want to take the escalator. You got to walk up. You got to reward yourself with exercise.
Oh my god.
So this is one of the 3 great shrines of Benzaiten, the goddess of water, eloquence, luxury and music. And that's why, kind of like the one on Itsukushima Shrine, which is one of the 3, it's got a lot of water features around it. So you've got the sound of the gushing water, the rustling of the trees. It's a really enchanting atmosphere, even though it's not that big. It's almost like a little escape here on the island of Enoshima. Very beautiful.
This place, amazing place, because god of money, or money dragon. これで wash money, そしたら you're rich.
Oh, really?
You will be rich.
That's the first time I've seen this. Hajimete. So you put your coin in the basket, you literally wash it.
So, washing.
Money laundering taken too far. Literally washing coins in a fountain. Oh wow, you put all your coins in.
おい、
すごいね。
ロト。
Oh my god.
500円、俺500。君100円。More than Chris. Chris, one coin.
It's not a fucking competition. One coin Chris, they call me.
Yeah, I have 5 coins.
Yeah, but you've got to get it in the thing.
あそこに
You've got to get it in the box, otherwise it's all for nothing. Go on then.
1, 2.
Oh, my foot. He's still on my foot.
Faster, nice.
Son of a brick.
At the summit of the island stands the Enoshima Sea Candle, a 60-metre tall lighthouse / observation deck that offers some of the best views of the coastline, assuming the weather isn't being appalling.
Ooh, wow, Enoshima Ocean View. And a great ocean view. And kirei, beach kirei. We are beach boys. Bahama, Bahama,
Oh boy, you never know who you'll run into singing at the summit of the sea candle. Gosh, that was some serious alliteration. Tucked into the far side of the island, the Owaya Caves are a set of eerie candlelit tunnels carved into the rock and have been a place of worship for over 1,000 years. Local legend says a dragon once lived here, although it seems it might still reside within.
Yeah, come on.
Wow. Actually reacted to you clapping. Quite impressed. Just an animatronic dragon in a cave. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Stop clapping. So there's a cave down here, and they believe it's connected with the ice cave that lies at the foot of Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji, wait.
I mean, I wouldn't take it with a pinch of salt, but
Maybe next time.
yeah, we'll go down the cave for
Full Mount Fuji.
a 150-kilometre cave. At least we've got our candle to see us through there if we do it.
Nah, he's a genius.
We can see by the light of the flame.
Get a candle when you come in the cave. It's pretty cool, right? Never had this before.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
Heading back on land, the beaches overlooking Enoshima are one of the most popular surfing spots in the greater Tokyo area. Shops along the beaches rent out surfboards, and if you come on the right day, there's a chance you could run into myself and my good Swedish friend Jürgen Lingonberry. He's a bit weird, keep an eye out for him. But perhaps Enoshima's greatest highlight of all is the means of transport used to reach it, the ever-picturesque Enoden Line. Considered among many to be Japan's most charming railway, the tiny green train clatters along the coastline, narrowly avoiding houses, cars and pedestrians, having shuttled passengers between Fujisawa and Kamakura since 1902. The train is a celebrity in its own right, with photographers queuing up for the scene made iconic in the opening of the anime Slam Dunk. And if the stars align, you might be lucky enough to have a clear view of Mount Fuji towering overhead in the distance across Sagami Bay. When the Enoden train rattles into its final stop, congratulations! You've arrived in Kamakura, the ancient city that served as Japan's de facto capital for nearly 150 years, until the mid-14th century. Kamakura is kind of unusual amongst Japan's former capitals because it isn't landlocked and it isn't sprawling. It's a compact seaside town. Hidden down its back streets and forested hillsides, there's around 100 temples and shrines to explore. And then there's the star attraction itself. He's 13 metres tall, weighs 121 tonnes, and has been quietly sitting since the 13th century. The Great Buddha of Kamakura is Japan's second largest bronze Buddha, but undoubtedly its most iconic. He once lived inside a temple, but after a tsunami in 1498 washed it away, he just pretty much stayed outside. And whenever I lay my eyes upon him, it sends a shiver down my spine to think he's sat here for 800 years, and will likely still be sitting here in 800 years more, while we're busy uploading our consciousness onto USB sticks. Kamakura also offers the opportunity for travellers to transform themselves into their very own Buddha by stuffing themselves with curry and bread. Girafa's legendary curry bread is a molten pocket of rich Japanese curry sealed inside golden deep-fried bread. Crispy on the outside, dangerously volcanic on the inside, locals claim it's the best curry bread in Japan, and your burnt tongue is likely to agree. Switching up the scenery, while most tourists flock to Kyoto's Arashiyama bamboo forest, Hokokuji Temple offers a quieter, arguably more magical alternative. Tucked behind a modest Zen temple in Kamakura's hills, the bamboo grove is home to over 2,000 soaring stalks, a silent green cathedral swaying in the wind. There's even a tiny tea house inside where you can sip matcha and gaze upon it all while pretending to be in a Studio Ghibli movie. And while we've mentioned just two temples between Hokokuji and Kotokuen, where the Great Buddha resides, I would genuinely encourage you to seek out other temples and shrines that pique your interest. I've been stumbling around Kamakura now for 12 years, and it is the sort of city that rewards returning travellers. Every time I leave, my only regret is that I didn't stay longer. That being said, if you're visiting Japan on a tight schedule, you probably want to cram in as much variety as humanly possible. And that's why for a single long day trip out of central Tokyo, I often combine Kamakura with a visit to nearby Yokohama. Tokyo's more relaxed cousin. Yokohama is one of the first ports to open to foreign trade back in 1859, and that history lingers in its food, its architecture, and its slightly rebellious streak. We could easily spend an entire episode here, and honestly, we probably should, but if you're cramming Yokohama into a single day trip, here are 4 worthy stops to make on your travels. The Ramen Museum in Yokohama isn't just a museum, it's a time machine. Downstairs you'll find a full-scale recreation of a 1950s Tokyo street, where you can slurp your way through regional ramen from across Japan.
Movie setじゃん。
Wow. I knew it was going to be good. I've always wanted to come here. It's like the Abroad Japan studio on steroids. And there it is. This is the final form of the Abroad Japan studio when I get the budget. We're going to build it to this scale.
Upstairs is the history, downstairs is the heartburn. It's educational, delicious, and dare I say dangerous if you arrive hungry and indecisive.
This is our first ramen shop. It's a Hakata ramen shop. So tonkotsu pork broth, right? But each ramen shop you can get a small portion, so you can go around and try lots of different types, right, from around
Let me
Japan.
try.
Which one do you want?
Miso.
This one?
Oh.
This one? One with all the pork in the world.
いただきます。
Tell you what.
Deep pork taste.
So this is about like half the size of a normal bowl of ramen, right? It's cool going around to each place, trying the different types of ramen from around the country. I will say it's no substitute for going to a traditional mum and pup style ramen shop. But if you don't have time to go to North Japan, Hokkaido, Kyushu, great place to come, try all the different types of ramen and enjoy the best set design that I've seen anywhere in Japan, outside of the Abroad Japan studio, of course.
After you've stuffed yourself silly, naturally it's time to walk off all those noodles. And what better place than Minato Mirai, Yokohama's shiny waterfront playground. Minato Mirai literally means future port, and gone are the trading ships of 1859, replaced with a futuristic skyline dropped right on the bay and anchored by the 296-metre landmark tower, once Japan's tallest building, and one of my favourites because it appears like a giant chess piece looming large over the bay. And now we've burned off all that ramen, it's time for more noodles! Because that's right, Minato Mirai is also home to the Cup Ramen Museum. Oh boy. Opened in 2011, the Cup Ramen Museum celebrates the life of Momofuku Ando, the man who single-handedly invented the original chicken ramen back in 1958 and later created cup noodles in 1971. Inside there's even a mini factory where you can design your very own custom cup noodles. And if you're already full like me, you can take it home and save it for later. God bless Momofuku Ando. Continue walking down the shores of Minato Mirai and you'll soon notice a shift in scenery. Yokohama's Chinatown is the largest in Japan, one of the biggest in the world, though China is itself notably bigger. With over 600 restaurants crammed into a few neon-lit streets, it's colourful, chaotic, and home to more buns, dumplings, and questionable panda merchandise than you thought possible. Every 5 steps, somebody tries to hand you a pork bun, and let's face it, I'm not complaining. And honestly, if you run into me here, there's a good chance I'll be holding a camera as opposed to a box of dumplings, because at night, Yokohama Chinatown is one of my favourite photography spots in the entire city. Stick around until the sun goes down and see it for yourself. Next up is one of my favourite locations on the entire list, albeit a bit of a wild card. On a clear day from Kamakura, you can spot the faint outline of Izu Oshima across Sagami Bay, a volcanic island that bizarrely is still classed as part of Tokyo Prefecture, despite being 40 miles out to sea. Getting there is easier than it looks though. A jet ferry from downtown Tokyo can whip you over in about 2 hours, or you can hop on a rickety 20-minute flight, which I can't say I want to do again in a hurry. Rest assured, once you arrive on Oshima, it feels like you've been teleported to a cross between Iceland and Jurassic Park. The island is home to sleepy fishing towns, pristine coastline, and Urasabaku, one of the country's largest black sand volcanic deserts. Whether you're after a wild weekend escape or just a long day trip, it is one of the most underrated getaways from the capital. But there is one tiny drawback. The subtropical climate seems to breed Japan's biggest huntsman spiders.
Oh, f***ing cobweb. God, there's a giant spider on it. Christ! Why are we here? What is the point of this? What the fuck was that?
Oh, that is the biggest spider I've ever seen.
Oh, it moved. Oh, God.
Lovely island, just steer clear of the forests if you're even vaguely arachnophobic.
This isn't wacky weekend. This is wacky shit. We had a nice day today and you ruined it.
You don't so much visit the Tokyo Skytree, as submit to it. A 634-metre exclamation mark on the Tokyo skyline and visible from nearly every corner of the city. It silently judges your own modest sense of scale. The Skytree is the tallest structure in Japan and the third tallest in the world. Originally built to solve Tokyo's digital broadcast problems, so television signals could beam over the cluttered skyline of 30 million people. And on a clear day, even Mount Fuji makes a cameo in the distance, reminding the Skytree who's really boss.
This is where you come to discover that you have vertigo. It's beautiful. Tokyo stretched out, almost like a circuit board into the distance, and you can see Mount Fuji today. Just about. Pretty damn cool view. I haven't been here in 10 years, and I'm pretty glad I came back. It really is one hell of a sight, my God. Do visit Tokyo Skytree. Weather permitting, you won't be disappointed.
Beneath the looming shadow of the Tokyo Skytree, you'll find the Sumida River, one of the best walking spots in the whole city.
So this is one of my favourite places to walk in Tokyo, particularly in the evenings, along the banks of the Sumida River. Got the beautiful cool breeze coming downstream, the incredible Tokyo Skytree behind you. And if you keep on walking, you can get right down into central Tokyo. But if you come here, good chance you'll run into me. Just a few months ago, I did a stream with Pete and we ended it here, and it was very, very romantic.
Sensoji isn't just Tokyo's oldest temple, it's a 7th century marvel that draws over 30 million visitors a year, making it Japan's most visited spiritual site. The moment you pass through the thunderous red Kaminarimon Gate, you're thrust into Nakamise Street, a 250-metre gauntlet of souvenir shops selling everything from kimonos to wasabi Kit Kats. At the heart lies the grand main hall, where incense smoke drifts by and well-wishers wave it over themselves for good fortune. It's undeniably chaotic, but the temple and the old streets that surround it are a genuinely rewarding place to get lost, particularly at night when the crowds disappear but the temple remains lit up and you can have it all to yourself. Meanwhile, beneath the hustle and bustle lies Tokyo's very own subterranean time capsule. Tucked below the modern station is a gritty corridor lined with Showa-era holdouts. From diners and barbers to shoe repair shops and DVD dispensaries. The lighting's dim, the signage is retro, and the bars look like they've been there since President Nixon was in office. Most tourists miss it entirely, which is precisely why you should seek it out. Grab a beer and some noodles and embrace the sensation of drinking under a train station, like a true salaryman on a Tuesday evening. In a city obsessed with the future, Ryokan Shigetsu offers the luxury of looking back. The 70-year-old family-run ryokan sits just a stone's throw from Sensoji and features traditional tatami rooms and sliding shoji doors. Best of all is the rooftop hinoki bath, where you can soak in hot spring water while gazing up at the Tokyo skyline, while balconies offer incredible views of the Sensoji Pagoda. Honestly, it's my favourite place to stay in Asakusa. Just be sure to reserve it in good time, as unsurprisingly, it's pretty damn popular. If you want the views but you don't want to stay in Asakusa, across the road from Kaminarimon Gate you'll find the Asakusa Culture Tourist Information Centre. God, what a mouthful, but don't be deterred by the dull-sounding name. The building was designed by architectural legend Kengo Kuma and looks like a stack of timber Jenga blocks, and the real prize lies on the top floor, an observation deck with glorious unobstructed views of Nakamise Street, Sensoji and the Tokyo Skytree. Honestly, there's probably no better viewpoint in all of Asakusa. Navigating all these crowds is hungry business, and fortunately this neighbourhood is home to an especially large branch of Sushiro, Japan's most popular kaiten sushi chain, with over 600 branches nationwide. But this is the big one, and here orders are placed via touchscreen while the plates are delivered by a mini Shinkansen whipping around the restaurant. Just don't make the same mistake Ryota and I made and attempt to eat the entire menu. Trust me, it won't end well. Just 3 stops from Asakusa is Ueno, home to one of Tokyo's largest stations, and more importantly, Ame-yokocho Market. Known as Candy Alley, it got its name from post-war black market candy sellers, though these days it's more tuna than toffee. Running parallel to the Yamanote line between Ueno and Okachimachi, Ame-yoko is a roaring open-air market crammed with shouting fishmongers, debatable fashion, and some truly awesome standing bars where you can pull up, drink up, and watch the world go by. Amidst the crowds and the 400 stalls, see if you can find the hidden shrine. It's an oasis of calm in the middle of the market, and you'll probably need it after battling your way through. Just down the road we find ourselves in Akihabara, Electric Town, land of both electronics and otaku culture. And so it's rather fitting that our first stop is the biggest electronics store in the entire country. The Yodobashi camera isn't so much a shop as a 9-story tech coliseum. The moment you step in, your bank account starts sweating, although you don't so much walk in as get swallowed whole. Spread out across 20,000 square meters, it's one of the largest electronic stores in the world.
You could genuinely get lost in here for 3 weeks and you wouldn't care. It's so fun.
Games, toys, chairs, headphones, cameras. It's a shop that sells practically everything.
What makes Yodobashi so interesting is in an era where everything is bought on Amazon, online, you can still find things here. You can find like our whole shelf caked in AirPod Pro accessories that you would never find anywhere else. Although I do question who would buy some of these AirPod Pro cases.
Still, bigger isn't always better. And one of the greatest retro shops in Akihabara lies several blocks away under the curious name of Super Potato. A 3-story temple for anyone who thinks 64-bit was the peak of civilization, which of course it was. Tucked down a back street, it stocks absolutely everything, from original Famicom cartridges to mint-condition Mega Drives, with walls lined with stunning box art that'll make you question modern gaming entirely. And as a cheeky bonus, upstairs is a coin-operated arcade, blasting 8-bit music with enough CRT screens to power a small museum. Meanwhile, just across the road is Kotobukiya, a 5-story paradise for otaku, selling high-quality anime figurines, manga merch, cosplay gear, and oddly specific items. It's a sensory overload that perhaps I can't appreciate, given I'm not much of an otaku myself. One thing I can appreciate, though, is gachapon. And while Kotobukiya might destroy your wallet, in the surrounding streets you'll find just about more gacha stores than anywhere else in Japan. It's here you'll discover capsules you never knew existed. And be warned, it gets very addictive very quickly.
Ooh, look at that. It's just like a mouldy piece of bread. Who thought this up?
All this shopping is hungry business. And on the same back street you'll find Yaro Ramen. Yaro Ramen isn't exactly subtle. It's famous for its monster-sized portions that look like somebody tried to bury your dinner under an avalanche of cabbage, garlic, and slabs of braised pork. The house special, Butayaro, is a towering bowl of thick noodles drenched in oily tonkotsu broth and topped with enough pork to summon a cardiologist. It's neither refined nor balanced, but my god, if you're hungry or hungover, or just hate yourself a little, it absolutely hits the spot. Finish the entire bowl and you'll earn the quiet respect of the shop staff. An endeavour that unfortunately both Natsuki and I failed to accomplish. Proceed with caution and maybe bring a defibrillator. Continuing down the road from Akihabara is a rather curious neighbourhood. Gone is the glitz, glamour and games, replaced with the calming atmosphere of 150 bookshops. Welcome to Jimbocho, Tokyo's very own bookstore district, many of them specialising in rare vintage or out-of-print works. Whether you're into Japanese history or foreign literature, there's a dusty old shop here ready to welcome you in. The district's roots trace back to the early 20th century, when universities and publishers began clustering in the area. Today it's all a bit like Diagon Alley, albeit with more kanji. And it's a much welcome change of pace from the frenetic chaos of Akihabara. This next point isn't a specific place, but a means to gamify your entire trip to Japan. In Japan, train stations come with their own form of entertainment. Almost every single station has an eki stamp, a big rubber stamp showing off what the area is famous for. Could be a castle, a hot spring, or if you're lucky, even a turnip. Yeah, and it's not just train stations, you'll find them at service areas, temples, shrines, essentially anywhere that's vaguely good. Grab yourself a stamp book for your trip and before you know it, you'll have a quirky diary of your travels across Japan. Tucked between glass towers and sushi lunch meetings, the Fukutoku Shrine is what happens when the old gods refuse to move out of the way for capitalism. It's a 1,000-year-old slice of Shinto stillness, casually hanging out in the financial heart of Tokyo, like it forgot to check the zoning laws. First believed to be established in the 10th century, Fukutoku was once a major place of worship for Tokugawa shoguns. Today it's flanked by cafes, office blocks, and the kind of boutiques that sell plain t-shirts for the price of a small car. Yet it's become popular as a photo spot, as a symbol of the great Tokyo paradox in one frame, that of ancient ritual and modern chaos. living side by side. Next up, it's time to take a walk on the more luxurious side as we head to Tokyo's brand capital of Ginza. With the highest concentration of brand and luxury stores in the whole of Tokyo, Ginza is the place to be if you're looking to expand your wardrobe past a black t-shirt and cargo pants. If, like me, you're not interested in designer nonsense, there is another side to Ginza worth enjoying: the nightlife. In fact, Ginza is home to two of my favourite bars in the whole of Japan. First up is Ginten, an izakaya famous for its deep-fried golden tempura. But you'd be forgiven for overlooking the crispy fried food when you find out how they serve their alcohol. Invest in the all-you-can-drink Nomihodai menu, and you'll be greeted with a literal key to a river of sake. Each seat comes fitted with a tap, and for 60 minutes you can let your glasses overflow with as much shochu sake as your heart desires. Just be aware, it may not be the best idea.
Stop, you bastard.
If you're looking for something more refined, however, tucked away in the back streets of Ginza lies La France. The whole bar specialises in fresh fruit cocktails. Choose a fruit from the blackboard at the back of the bar, and cocktail master Yamote-san will make you your dream cocktail right before your eyes. And once you've had your fill of fructose, keep the night going with Natsuki's favourite pastime: smoking things.
シガはね、ジャズみたいなもんだよ。ジャズはシガだよ。
And no night out in Japan is truly complete without a trip to the local karaoke booth. And while Big Echo Karaoke is the chain you'll find in every city in Japan, the Ginza branch has a particularly stunning view of the Tokyo skyline at night. It's so good you can almost forget the horrors of your own drunken singing. Well, almost. And of course, if you're using JJ eSIM, you get 500 yen off per person for everyone in your group using the SIM. And it's a pretty awesome saving, so don't forget to take advantage of it on your big night out in Japan. Tsukiji is Tokyo's most delicious maze. And when I say Tsukiji, to be more specific, I mean the outer market. Once home to the world's largest wholesale fish market, while the inner auction floor may have moved to Toyosu, several kilometres across Tokyo Bay, the outer market is still where the action is, with over 400 stalls in operation, crammed in narrow alleyways, selling everything from grilled fish and flame-grilled beef to tamagoyaki omelettes and sake. You could devour more dishes here in one afternoon than just about any other place in the country. For that alone, Tsukiji remains an unmissable destination. Yanaka Ginza feels like the Tokyo that time forgot. A retro shopping street in a neighbourhood that survived the World War II bombings, it has an undeniable, rare, old Tokyo feel. The vibe is Showa era meets cat cafe, and if you keep an eye out, you may actually see a few dozing cats along the street, which has led to the local nickname of Cat Street. The area is home to over 70 mum-and-pop shops, many run by the same families for generations. And I'll admit, my favourite thing to do is perch myself up in front of the sake shop downtown on a weekday afternoon and watch the world quietly go by. It's Tokyo at its best. Meanwhile, across the street you'll find Yanaka Cemetery. Established in 1874 and one of the largest cemeteries in the city, it's a rare moment of calm and a beautiful backdrop for an afternoon stroll, especially in Sakura cherry blossom season. And again, keep an eye out for the feral cats who quietly sleep on tombs and call the place home. Continuing northeast, you'll find the stunning Nezu Shrine, one of the oldest Shinto shrines in all of Japan, said to date back 1,900 years. These days it's most famous for the Tunnel of the Million Torii Gates, and each April it explodes with blooming azalea flowers. But whatever time of year you visit Nezu Shrine, it's a much welcome change of pace from the rest of the city. If you're looking for a more substantial escape from the concrete, further north you'll find the Rikugien Gardens, a sprawling garden from the Edo era. This vast green expanse was once the playground of feudal lords, who liked their landscapes curated like bonsai on steroids, with a central pond, tea houses, stone bridges and trails that twist through the maple forests. Bring a book, buy some matcha, and spend a relaxing hour here, and you'll soon see why it's one of my favourite gardens in all of Tokyo. Back to the hustle and bustle as we arrive in Sugamo, affectionately dubbed Granny Harajuku. The shopping street, Jizodori, stretches for nearly 800 metres, and you'll quickly notice an absence of anyone under 200 years old. Honestly though, I think I'd rather spend a couple of hours here than the actual Harajuku. It's a proper lived-in district with few tourist crowds, and it's rather endearing watching older folks in tailored coats snap up street food, and relax by the majestic temples that reside along the main shopping street. Having worked our way across North Tokyo, we're back on the east side, at a district that's almost like a mini Tokyo within a Tokyo. Welcome to Shinjuku, Japan's undisputed nightlife capital. Shinjuku's Omuide Yokucho, literally memory lane, is an alleyway packed with nostalgia, cigarette smoke, and skewers of the juiciest meat. It's a post-war conglomeration of 1940s bars and yakitori joints just beside Shinjuku Station. The name sounds kind of charming until you learn its former nickname was Piss Alley, admittedly thanks to the lack of toilets. Today, thankfully, there are restrooms, and the charm very much remains. Order some chicken skewers, squeeze into a stool alongside 6 strangers, and toast together to the gritty side of Tokyo. Why pay to see Tokyo when you can get the view for free? The Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building resides in a 243-metre skyscraper with a panoramic lookout from the 45th floor, and it doesn't cost a single dime. From skyline views stretching to Mount Fuji, all the way across east to Tokyo Skytree. It's open late, uncrowded, and undoubtedly the best goddamn view of Tokyo for absolutely nothing. Thankfully, just around the corner, the serenity continues. Yoyogi Park is Tokyo's great urban exhale. Just 5 minutes from Harajuku, it opens out into 54 hectares of wide lawns, towering trees, and people doing very strange things in public. It was once the site of Japan's first powered flight, then a US military barracks, then the Olympic Village in 1964. Today, it's where Tokyo goes to unwind, and a mixture of joggers, dog walkers, saxophonists and sunbathers, all sharing space harmoniously side by side. It may not be the most beautiful park in Tokyo, but it's certainly the most alive. Bring a drink, lie back on the grass, and enjoy the much welcome change of pace. Golden Gai is 6 alleys and nearly 300 bars crammed into a space smaller than a football pitch. Each bar is the size of a walk-in closet, seating anywhere between 4 to 10 people. It's smoky, admittedly overpriced, and full of eccentric owners who may or may not want your custom. While some are very welcoming to tourists, others are hidden away with their regular group of locals. So don't be offended if they turn you away. But if you're lucky, you'll stumble into a jazz den, a punk dive bar, or somewhere themed like a 1980s horror film. There's honestly nowhere else in Tokyo quite like it. Hidden behind a Noren curtain in East Shinjuku, Menya Nishikawa is a ramen joint that goes under the radar and can easily be missed while walking down the street. And yet, it might just be my favourite ramen shop in all of Tokyo. Their specialty is rich beef broth ramen that looks and tastes as good as it sounds. I'll say no more other than I did take Connor there once and he's not stopped talking about it since. Trust me, go there and thank me later.
Oh, I'm so happy right now.
It's time to head to some of the rougher, seedier, grittier back streets that Tokyo has to offer. A wretched hive of scum and villainy, known only as Harajuku. Harajuku is famed for being the birthplace of Japan's kawaii cute culture, and to no one's surprise, it's not exactly my favourite place in the city. But that being said, you've got to experience walking down Takeshita Street at least one time. A street so damn colourful, it looks like a unicorn vomited all over it. From fried potato sticks as high as the Burj Khalifa to rainbow cheese sandwiches and candy floss bigger than your American friend's head. It's the only place in Japan that 9 out of 10 dentists don't recommend, but still a cultural experience to be sure, and one you'll only find in Japan.
This is not food. Kind of like it now. Still a cheese sandwich.
While Yokohama boasts Japan's largest Chinatown, a lesser-known area of Tokyo is Shinokubon, Tokyo's largest Koreatown. It lies just north of Shinjuku, and the moment you stumble upon the neighbourhood, it's like being transported to the streets of Seoul, with over 600 Korean bars, restaurants and shops, serving up mouth-watering dishes. And my personal favourite is, yes, as you may have guessed, to hit up the local Korean fried chicken stalls. Crispy batter, sweet and spicy, and in my case, completely covered in cheese. This is what food is supposed to taste like.
Oh, they said it couldn't be done. The Family Mart chicken couldn't be topped. Well, I said that. But I was wrong. Korean chicken is on a whole nother level.
And if you had your fill of delicious fried chicken and need a quick nap, Shinokubon is also home to one of the best capsule hotels in the city, with sweeping views over the Shinjuku skyline. If you're travelling on a budget and want to experience something Pretty unique to Japan, these futuristic sleep pods can cost you as little as 5,000 yen per night. And while they are undeniably a little bit cramped and claustrophobic, I've often found there's something rather cosy and comforting about being trapped in one of these postmodern coffins. Personally prefer it to staying in a hostel, just because you have a little bit more privacy than a conventional dorm. Just be wary if you're travelling with someone who snores, as it will be heard throughout the room, and lots of people will suddenly hate you. Naturally, no trip to Tokyo is complete without a visit to the Pokemon Center, and while the flagship store lies in Shibuya, the crowds are so damn bad these days, it can often feel like being stuffed inside a real-life Pokeball. Instead, why not head to the older Ikebukuro store, located in the mega mall known as Sunshine City. Not only is it Japan's biggest Pokemon Center, but you can also enjoy the next door Pokemon Sweet Store that allows you to try sweet treats from the now almost impossible to book Pokemon Cafe. No reservation needed, and you can finally answer the question of which Pokemon tastes the best. The answer is of course far-fetched. He even comes with his own garnish. Nakano Sun Mall is Tokyo's nostalgic gateway, an arcade of over 100 shops and eateries stretching like a glowing corridor from Nakano Station into the heart of otaku culture. The ceiling is a pointy prism of glass, beaming down a soft glow onto the buzzy arcade below, like some sort of shopping cathedral. But it's at the end of the street that our real pilgrimage starts as we reach the pearly gates of Nakano Broadway. Originally built in 1966 as a luxury mall, it's now a labyrinth of 4 floors dedicated to anime, manga, vintage toys, idol merch, and the kind of collectibles that make grown adults weep with joy. It's a must visit for any otaku. Think Akihabara's cooler, quieter cousin. At times it almost feels like a museum or a library, as you meander through the many cluttered halls looking for treasure. And at the heart of it all lies Mandarake. Founded in 1980, this is the mothership of manga and memorabilia. With over 30 sub-stores inside Nakano Broadway, each one is a shrine to a different obsession, from cosplay and VHS tapes to rare figurines and even original anime production drawings. The storefront is lined with towering walls of books, like a fortress built from manga. The highlight for me out of all the Mandarake stores is Henya, a store on the 4th floor entered through a Torii Gate tunnel. Henya specialises in tin toys dating back to before the Second World War. Part museum, part Toys R Us. You could spend the entire afternoon in here and never get bored. All this nerding out is hard work though, and down in the basement we find Daily Chico, an unassuming ice cream stand that's become legend. Sure, you can get a sensible scoop of matcha or strawberry, but why would you when you could get 8? The store is famous for its jumbo-sized stack of 8 layers of soft-serve ice cream, which, let's face it, is an accident waiting to happen.
Wow. Wow. Oh, なんか
How do you eat that?
Ow.
Oh my god.
What taste?
How's that?
I don't think I'll try it now.
Rainbow taste.
This is not going to end well. This is not going to end well.
Harmonica.
Oh no!
I can't say I've ever seen anyone eat an ice cream like that. The floors of Nakano live to die another day. Still, let's face it, a literal pile of ice cream is not an acceptable lunch for many people. With that in mind, one of my favourite restaurants in the city lies a stone's throw from Nakano, over in Hatagaya. FREEMAN SHOKUDO serves up pastrami sandwiches from New York, with thick juicy cuts of beef, oak smoked and unapologetically juicy. And it's so good I'm not going to say anything else, because I kind of want to keep it all to myself, rather greedily.
1 to 10?
11. 11. Oh
And there we have it, guys. 101 things to do in Tokyo. Wait a minute, we missed the best one of all. Good God, how did this happen? Don't forget to try Family Mart fried chicken. 220 yen of crispy, golden battered goodness. The juiciest chicken money could buy. Available on every street corner. Don't miss it. Genuinely, I've given it to many friends over the years, and they've been blown away that you can get KFC quality chicken at a fraction of the price on a complete whim. God bless Family Mart. And out of sheer curiosity, if you've made it this far, what is the one thing you want to do on this list? Let us know with the number in the comments below. As for me, I'm off to film 1001 things to do in Tokyo. No, I'm not doing this again, ever. My God, took 2 months to make this video. What were we thinking? If you're coming to Japan, do grab a Journey Japan eSIM if you want the best internet connection at all times. But above all, on behalf of myself, Natsuki and the team, have yourself an amazing time in Japan. And we'll see you right back here on Abroad in Japan to do it all over again next time. Safe travels, guys. Bye for now.
Why is there water coming from the ceiling? It's trying to do like a swanky B-roll shot and then like a pipe exploded above me. Oh no. I hope that's clean water.
Same. We come to the flower jungle. Flower jungle, baby.